When we sit in this space of like, we don't want to apply like one blanket definition, it means it makes it challenging to tell a unified story in a way that is authentic. And we want to be sure that when we do start like, shouting about this work from the rooftops to our consumers, that we're doing it in a very authentic way, that we're not just, putting some words on a box that don't have any like actual grounded practices behind them. And we do have, some of our choice SKUs now, some of our newer choice SKUs have some romance copy on the box, but about regenerative agriculture. But it's not implying that the ingredients in that box are regenerative. The language is really more around like we as a company are investing and partnering with our farmers to fund regenerative movements, which is an accurate statement. But beyond that, a statement that's more like kind of high level like that, it's hard to make like a product level specific claim, because even if we have, a one project for regenerative agriculture for lemongrass in Rwanda, right? Like that's one lemongrass supplier out of, however many four probably lemongrass suppliers we have in the world. So for a smaller up and coming brand, like the commercial or the business benefit of regenerative agriculture very much sits on that like sales, consumer kind of marketing end of things. Yeah. But for a company like us, there is that benefit, right? The storytelling side of regenerative agriculture, that business benefit there, but also like a huge part of like how we frame this discussion internal in our company is there's a huge business benefit in like supply chain longevity. There's a huge business benefit in risk mitigation of what we're doing. We look at like herbal, supply chains, tea supply chains around the world, over and over and over, farmers, communities are telling us young people don't want to be farmers. Young people are leaving this industry. Generational knowledge of like how to grow a specific crop or a specific ingredient is leaving, and this kind of urban migration. People who have seen their parents grow up in extreme poverty as farmers are leaving and going to the city to become a taxi driver or something. Yeah. And that's a huge risk to our supply chain, right? Like that's if we want to be a business that's around for the next 50 years, the next 50 years, it's not going to happen if urban migration, if all of that as a result of poverty in supply chains and herbal supply chains continues to exist. So if we can use regenerative practices to have crop diversification, income diversification, more value for the crops that people are growing, higher yields for the crops that they're growing, less risk in the crops that they're growing, that's going to make people want to be farmers longer, which matters to our business and in long-term planning, right? And so when we talk about business benefits, there's, like I said, there's plenty of storytelling, like fun marketing business benefits, but on the back end of things, if we're thinking about the next 50 years of our company, we kind of need this. We kind of need to be investing in this space. Climate change is impacting the ability to grow ingredients in certain areas because of extreme drought and monsoon cycles and things like that. So the more resilient our crops can be to those dramatic weather changes through regenerative practices, it's if you can like pause and take a 10-year view of things, it's pretty easy to make the business case, the commercial benefit case, getting people to join you in that 10-year vision.